Good afternoon. On a Sunday afternoon, I was in a room in Clubhouse. They were talking about fortifying the mind, and this thing came up. It was mentioned also from a book there, but I knew about this particular structure even before. So I thought I will come and chat with my friends and share that with them. See, basically, the mind that we have is it something that we can fortify by what attitude we take and what kind of nurturing we do, right? That's the question. By all means, by the spiritual insights or knowledge or scientific knowledge, it is definitely proven that we can take the mind to a place where it is working for us, not working against us. See, mind can make a hell out of heaven or heaven out of hell, right? We all heard that, you know. But how do we do that with simple things that we are capable of as human beings? You know, that's the one that I wanted to address today. The four ways of how to fortify the mind. You know, top is always the gratitude. You know, how grateful we feel. Uh, that's really a big engine to fortify our mind. You know, and the second thing is insights. What kind of insights we have about life, about anything, right? That's second. The third one is how do we really uh, really have a purpose in life? What kind of purpose? What kind of meaning? What kind of and really good understanding of life leads to a purposeful life. Thereby, you are not living just for yourself or living just like a eating and sleeping and procreating, but you are really have a purpose in life that you can march towards it, no matter what kind of physical, emotional, financial, psychological state you are, you can always redefine your purpose. Okay, that's what they talked about, right? And then the fourth one is having compassion for yourself. Whatever situation you find yourself, you can always uh, show compassion to yourself, and that itself, not blaming, not beating yourself down, or not really justifying for whatever it is. Just say, yeah, that's okay. This has happened. So I'm going to show compassion myself and then get up from there and go. Okay, that kind of thing. Okay, so these are the four things that we could explore. And if anybody has questions, they can come up and I can talk to them too, or they can tell me about these things. Okay, um, so it's a question of understanding where we are going, what we are doing, and all that, right? So it's a uh, let's uh, let's see. I think one of my friends want to come up in the clubhouse, so let me bring him up and then see what he has to say. Okay. Hi there, Prakash.
Hi, hi, Dr. Rao.
Yeah, how are you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing great. It is. I'm still in India, so I don't know where you are. So it's a
I'm
good
in the
day for
USA.
you,
I'm in the USA.
or
Yeah,
night. Okay, so it is a good day for you. Good evening.
yeah, it's a Sunday evening. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, actually, I just was, feeling sleepless because I had a good sleep in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So I just happened to see this title of this room,
Mm.
and it is very interesting. mind, gratitude, self-compassion. And in the four things you have mentioned, recently, very recently, I have heard about self-compassion,
Mm.
like how to uh, uh, learn to love yourself, and
Mm.
the importance of doing that.
Mm.
But most of the places wherever my main source of information and data is from internet, and I read through a lot of articles. One issue is that practically I have no idea how to do that, because
Mm.
I know that it's just not patting on my own shoulder and say that you are a good person and just forget it.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at there are a lot of theories and a lot of speeches, but I couldn't make any head and tail out of
Mm.
so much of data and very less information I got.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a limitation I have,
Mm.
or maybe not. So I just that's why I came to listen to what's happening in this room and just did a thumbs up. Thank
Yeah.
you.
See, I always talk about spiritual matters so that I kind of introduced by the ancient wisdom in India. And they always said the body and mind are only our tools. It's our inner self, you can call it so many names, right? You can call it energy, you can call it soul, you can call it God, consciousness, whatever. What it is that is the one which is manifesting as our body and mind, and all the thoughts that come to you, like oh, I try to attempt something, I failed miserably, I'm no good, or I'm a lazy bum, or whatever, those kind of derogatory, pulling you down statements, that's what they want you to guard against. On the other hand, give yourself a chance. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. The compassion is such a thing that not only heals, the thing that was going on, but also it can exaggerate your own energy too. And that's why it's a good positive energy to be kind to others, but also to be kind to yourself, to be compassionate. Loving yourself doesn't mean you go saying, I'm going to love myself because I'm such a big deal. That's not love. It is about being loving to other people, other things. Thereby, you automatically um, get the love because that is a very giving energy. And you are loving, that means you are having generating love in yourself, which is already there, and then sharing it to other people. That is the self love. Doesn't mean self congratulations or elevating your ego. Those are actually against being loving. So loving yourself means giving yourself a chance, giving yourself alternatives, and also trying to be that where you are not expecting anything from anybody, but you are trying to give it from you because you are having that tremendous amount of love. Recognizing that, identifying that, living like that, that will be very good. Am I nice to people? Am I being kind and courteous to people? Am I respecting people? Am I accepting them? All those things they form as a form of energy of love. That's what I think people are meaning well, but they may be mistaken of what self love really is. It's not loving yourself in the sense of a I'm going to congratulate myself for whatever I do and all. No, no, that's okay, but that's not love. But discovering the bandar of love, they call bandar means a big vessel, right? You have that fulfillment, you have that happiness, you have the bliss, everything inside you, and that you are going to touch yourself. That is the self love they're talking about. Once you touch that, you are not going to ask anybody for anything. You will be the giving person. Is it did I make clear what I am thinking about, Prakash?
Um, yeah, in a broader sense, yes, it did. But the thing the dilemma I face every time is that most of the time, um, the mistakes, or the
Mm.
when I sit somewhere alone
Yeah.
and think.
See, then you put a question on yourself: who is it that is thinking like this? That entity is still your conditioned mind. So you don't get into that. You want to overcome that. This is what's called transcendence of ego. Understanding ego, its role, and not letting it be your master, but your slave, so that it can manage the body and mind, but not saying, I'm going to be really miserable with these recurrent thoughts and I don't have any control. Those things you have to understand. That's why in the ancient system, they talked about silent mind. They talked about always chitta vritti nirodha. That means all the thoughts and everything are quiet, and then you really know who you are. So the whole thing is based on transcending this egoic nature of thought and really be settled down in that energy, which is us, which is the self-realization they call. Then these habits of mind drop. See, you're going there, sitting there because you don't know anything else except think, and these thinking you are doing several times, and they become a habit, and they repeat without your knowledge also. So to follow out of those kind of habits is the challenge, right?
Um, yes, I understand that. I recognize the importance of forming habits.
Yeah,
Um, yes, of course. But again, that practically how to do that,
yeah.
especially when we are, that is a different thing altogether.
I know
That's my understanding.
that is the thing. See, you ask your question. Who is this asking this question? You are not, that not self is not asking a question, but your conditioned mind popping up and saying that, oh, I am going to uh, have this answer that has to be explained by some words and all that. That's not it. You can feel these things just by turning inward with your awareness. Everybody has it, intuitive awareness. But then we always want everything with words, with some kind of explanation, some kind of that we could see. But these things we cannot see. We got to absorb them, understand them. You see, our understanding of any matter, it kind of lights a bulb in our understanding, and then you say, "Oh yeah, that is what." So you just be quiet inside. That is the only thing you want to do, and then you see that intuition wakes up. But if you want everything in words and descriptions and measurement, that is not going to be there. That's why this is called experiential knowledge. That means by experience you attain the know-how about these things. Then you will be operating at that level, not at the level of the thought or conditioned mind. It's not going to happen just like that. But then the more you kind of take it easy and let the noise in the mind in terms of talking all the way going, you will not be able to catch that. But if you find that a little bit also, then you can have, oh yeah, that's true. I don't have to think all the time. I should have answers like that. I can feel that I'm a kind, compassionate person. I can bring those qualities out. You see, as I was speaking, I just mentioned these four, but look at gratitude. What do they want us to do? Be grateful for whatever you have. Instead, we always go for what we don't have, right? So that means we are always looking at what is they call it lame. That means lack of things. We want to focus on, "Oh, I don't lack this. I don't have this experience. I don't have that." Instead of that, look at half glass full. What do I have that I can enjoy? What do I have that I can celebrate? That's the big thing I think in life, gratitude. And then showing compassion yourself, because you also can see other people doing the same things and you are doing. That's okay. You can be uh, forgivable, something like that. And then That could be the purpose. That could be the your purpose where you want to achieve this inner peace, inner quiet, inner happiness, and that is there forever. When I first heard about that, don't pursue happiness; it is in you, inside you. That made really big puzzle. What's going on here? And then once you really see that by what's called self-inquiry, Atma Chintan, they call it in ancient times, and once you are quiet and then turned inward and realize who you are, these things fall into place. And then that's a tremendous piece of mind and also serenity dawns on you. And that's a very, very good feeling. I don't think we can buy with any amount of money. You got to take time to calm ourselves down, to calm all the thoughts. It's like you are alone. Don't think continuously. Just try to observe those thoughts or look at things around you, the nature, the relationship, all the plenty that is around you. Just look at them, enjoy them. And then this mind quiet, it takes you to deeper corners of your interior where this intuitive awareness is there. And once you develop that awareness, not developed, once you touch the awareness already there, and then everything falls into place. So that, like that, they also talked about insight into things. This is what it is. You want to have a not a statement, not a somebody saying this is a conclusion, but what is that they're saying that makes sense to me, that really resonates with something insightful. Right? It gives me an insight into a matter. That is also really helps us to be more clear about things, and that clarity really takes you a long way. So be grateful, be compassionate to yourself, have a purpose in life, and have an insight into things. These four are really, really valuable, right? Because modern science now shows the more you think about certain things, the more the mind forms a path for that. And then you will be having those thoughts unconsciously because they're already formed a path in your mind. Negativity also the same thing. To break that kind of habit formation and paths of neuronal stimulation, you want to be aware and in the present. When you are there, then you can see your mind is going in circles, going in habits. The moment you see it, it will stop. But if you don't see it, it will always continue. That's what they're talking about, having the insights into things. Not just the conclusions, but just understanding what is going on here.
Um, Thank you, Dr. Rao. That is actually, you know, uh, kind of very useful for me because
Yeah.
I never, um, okay, I have heard such words somewhere, but not in, this,
Yeah.
this kind of clarity.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Rao.
Sure.
And yeah, I'll be here for
Yeah.
some time.
Yeah. The clarity itself is a reward, Prakash. In life, if we have clarity, then we have a way forward. We have a purposeful travel, and we could be kind to ourselves on the way, and we can also be grateful that we have this clarity. So everything is really important to because we are bombarded with so many things from the childhood, from parents, from school, from culture, from books, from everywhere. We don't really spend some time for us to investigate by ourselves. You know, they used to do this in ancient cultures, what's called jignasa. That means they say, I don't know. That's why I want to go and find out what is known. Then they are on the path of knowing stuff, not stepping forward like I know, I'm going to verify it. No, that's not it. I don't know, so let me find out. So that's a good thing. Other thing was they used to do satsangs. That means association of good people where they gather together and they will be asking questions not from somebody else's writing, somebody else's conclusions, but from their own inner being. what do I understand about this? What do I really think about it? And then coming out of that really opens your mind because you are stimulated for the new thinking, new horizons, and all that. Then, when they light up your mind, you have tremendous light and clarity, and really feel like I have found something. You know, you are not following anybody, right? You open. So that's why I always say, whatever I say, don't follow. Go and think for yourself. What is it that he said? Is that real or not? You know. But if you find that is real, truthful, then make sure that is applied in your life. Otherwise, it's just somebody talking a story, and you listen to a story and you go forget about it. But these things are, if you want to manage your inner mind, if you want to have clarity, if you want to have peace of mind or happiness, I think these are pretty serious things. People don't do that. They may take a beer, or they may take a wine, or they may go for a cinema or some entertainment, or they may do some art and all that. But they never take a time to go inward and find out, who am I, what I'm doing, what is going on here. That those questions are pretty deep, very existential. Ancient cultures really explored these questions, and then they went thousands of years of argumentation between so many competing people, and then sophisticated that inner being knowledge. I think modern people were kind of at a loss because were not following that. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today, and I hope it's a short talk really. We can go on expanding on each one of them, but I don't want to go that way. I just want to remind people, keep in mind these four and see they are happening in your life every day, and see the effects of it. What Once you are grateful for what you have, once you have some investigative research into yourself and found some insights about yourself, and then you chalk out a purpose because of that, and then on the way you are going to go show yourself some self compassion so that you are not too hard on yourself. Okay. I hope, Prakash, you do well, and then you can always communicate with me. And I will take leave now. Thank you for joining me. There are other people on the wisdom. I'll say goodbye to them too, and I'll see you some other time. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. I followed you in Twitter, so
Yeah.
thank you so much for the time. And yeah, great. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. That is so. Thank you, everybody, on the other channels, and I'll see you next time.